The North East Property Forum, hosted by the Northern Echo in collaboration with Latimer, Hinks Solicitors, has heard from property experts about the state of the housing market at the end of 2009. The panel was also joined by social housing expert Roger Till. Chairman Tim Haggie of Latimer Hinks gives an overview of the meeting.
Well, I think, to be honest, the consensus was mixed. I think that the market is patchy. I think the market is still reasonably good. I don't think it seems to have fallen off greatly from the last meeting in September, but it's the season when house buying and selling calms down and cools off. It was very interesting to hear that in commercial terms there's a lot of activity in the commercial market. That's very positive because we haven't heard that at all before. The rental market has been strong for quite some time, and we had confirmation today that it's still strong. The Housing Association representative, his input was very interesting with all of the various different schemes that housing associations can offer, in particular to tempt first-time buyers into the market and give the hard-pressed first-time buyer an ability to get on the housing ladder, which is very, very important in these difficult economic times.
Well, I think it's very hard for the first-time house buyer. It always has been, and it's got particularly hard over the last decade because people have thought it their right to own a house, just like owning a washing machine. It's not. It's a very large financial input, and you've got to be ready to make it. And so for first-time buyers, they must think very carefully. It's always been a hard decision to buy your first house. Parents, grandparents have always had to chip in. It's no different now. We've gone back perhaps 2 decades, and it's not a bad thing. And I personally don't have very much sympathy with the first-time house buyer because we're back to where we were and when I was young.
First-time buyers have certainly returned to the market. They are around. We are selling properties to first-time buyers. That said, mortgage finance is particularly difficult. They're needing a good, healthy deposit, and indeed, even with a 10% deposit, getting a 90% mortgage interest rates is still relatively high. But they are certainly there.
We've seen sales increase by about 64% from 2008 compared with 2009, so it's been a big improvement. There's been a slight improvement in first-time buyers entering the market, mainly those that, when we've analysed them, a lot of them have actually had support from parents in terms of, creating deposits to help them purchase. Without that, I think we would have been, as we were in 2008.
Roger Till of Fabric Housing Group explained how the social housing sector is helping the current market.
The 2 areas that we're mainly helping, one of which is with our existing customer base. For example, we're helping people with a mortgage rescue scheme, which is just coming on stream. The second area is in terms of building new houses to help people onto the housing ladder who haven't been able to get onto the housing ladder yet in a more affordable manner, with new government initiatives and funding from the government, as well as the traditional affordable social rented housing that we've been developing for many years.